So about 2 months ago, I decided that I wanted to build my own BCI.
I'm going to be using them to build my own BCI.
A brain-computer interface. And I wanted to do it in the most non-conventional way possible.
I'm going to be braiding these into my hair, and they're going to be lighting up as data is transferred through them.
It was an interesting experience, to say the least.
Fuck. Oh, shit.
And in this video, I want to talk about the process that I went through and also what's next for the project, because there are some really interesting things that I want to do with it. So stay tuned.
The fiber optic cables have been braided. They have been inserted into my hair. We have to figure out how to better house it on my scalp, because this isn't working, right? I've got zip ties closing it off, and we got these ends just sprouting. I don't know what to do with that, but as you can see, like it is pulsing. It's not as bright on the ends as it is at the beginning of the cable, because the light is only being shown at the ends of the cable and not actually between the cable. I needed to get a bit creative to make sure that the light is actually visible while it's traveling through the cable. I was going to use sandpaper to just sand down the cables so that it kind of just takes off a bit off the surface. I didn't have any sandpaper, so I got creative and used kitchen scours, and it did the same trick. Like, I just took it, put it between the cable and kind of just scrubbed it down. But the problem is, now what's happening is that the light is leaking so much at the beginning and in the middle, that by the time it gets to the ends, which is over here, there's not enough light. It just kind of fades out as it gets to the ends, which obviously is not the biggest problem. I really wish like it came all the way down here and ended right at the tip. So what it's doing right now is actually it's not doing anything. Right now it's just set to pulse. Like it's literally just set to shoot a beam of light every second, fade in and fade out. That's all it's doing. But I can upload a script which would make it actually responsive to my brain activity. You're going to see it change a bit. It's not going to pulse, it's going to flicker. And it's going to flicker based off of my brain activity. The more I think, or if I focus on something, it's going to flicker. But then when I go idle and I just don't really do anything and just go into flow state, like just it starts to just pulse. So that's what I wanted it to do. I wanted it to pulse when I'm idle and flicker when I'm active. As you can see, it's constantly on because my brain is constantly working. And if I just stay silent for a few seconds and just kind of zone out, eventually it will pulse. I promise it does. But we don't have time for that. So you're just going to have to take my word for it. Obviously, if I want to make this into a working product, there's a few things that need to change. The portability, for one. I don't want all of these wires on my fucking face. Like, it's not convenient. There are other things that I do want to work on. For example, in EMG, using the muscles in my arms to essentially interact with my computer. So, for example, hand gestures, flicking, zooming in, moving things around. And it can work in conjunction with this. But the end goal really is to have some sort of sensory interaction with technology, right? So it's not just an interface. It's not just showing you like information. It actually has intention. Like you can actually do things with it. And also like trying to make it aesthetic, something that you'd actually want to wear. Because all the EEG, all the brain machine interfaces that I see, literally every single one that I see is awful. They don't really think about the user to that extent. They're really just building for those who need it, and those who need it don't really care. But I'm a firm believer that if you build it, they will come. Not only that, people don't really always know what they want until you show them. And I think that what we need to show them is the future. And on that note, good night.